So anyway, my mom is gone. I did sleep last night. I slept 1:30 to 7:30. And the thing is, whenever I'm going to try to get caught up on my sleep, I still feel tired. I think because I have been so just, But the thing is, my phone's off. I shut the phone off. There's my phone's not going to ring, things like that. I'll probably go back to bed for another 3 hours or something. If I feel exhausted and I can sleep, I'm going to sleep. I'll sleep while these videos are uploading to YouTube. To continue with what I was saying before, these shorts, I got them in black, white, and this color. And I was wearing my black ones, and I didn't understand why they were tighter. I knew I hadn't gained weight. If anything, I had lost weight. If the day before I was skinnier than I'd been, and the other day I was only 161, it turned out the shorts shrunk. I wash everything in cold, and I had them on low setting in the dryer. If they shrunk, it just proves, because I haven't worn these ones yet, and the white ones I have worn, but only like once, and I didn't wash them. And they're still loose, it just proves, what we already know. We all know this. Everything's crap nowadays. If I can wash these in cold, these kinds of shorts in cold, they're Style & Company shorts from Macy's, and put them in lowest setting on the dryer. Now granted, I put them in the lowest setting and done it a couple or 3 times, but it was never on high. I mean, they shouldn't have shrunk, but they did. The proof is in the pudding. They're identical shorts. See? These are the white ones. Actually, are these the white ones? The white ones may have shrunk. I don't know. I don't remember. I may have washed the white ones and they shrunk too. The black definitely. I wore them yesterday. These fit. These are how these shorts should fit. I haven't worn these yet. Took the tags off them and haven't even worn them once. They haven't even been washed. Oh well. Like I said, money gives you freedom and choices, just like Alan on 2.5 Men, the character said, freedom and choices. I shrink shorts by accident, or they shrink when I'm not expecting it, go out and buy another pair. I already have my black Calvin Kleins that are expensive, or more expensive shorts, than Style & Company, and so I have a black pair of shorts, but I like these shorts. I could always go and buy them again, and then know not to ever put them in the dryer, just wash them in cold and line dry. Shouldn't have to do that, should be able to put them on low, but what should and could and would, we already know, is not, not always how it can be. The proof is yesterday. They were too tight, and I didn't realize, because I knew I'd lost weight and they should be fitting even looser, and they were too tight for me, bearable, but I didn't like it. So Omar finally went caca. He didn't want to go caca, and I knew he had to go. He didn't want to go. Took him all around the neighborhood for 35 minutes. Didn't go. Brought him back in. Put him in the carrier for a while so he wouldn't go on the floor. Trying to train him, But when they're not going to get gold stars, because my mom's dog, She's not used to me, even though I've been living here. She's my mom's dog. She's one of those, she's my mom's dog, and she will sometimes not even walk, even in the yard with me. She just sits and won't do anything, won't even pee. I'm sure she's peed in here. She'll probably cuck her in here, and, they don't get gold stars. I'm keeping Omar trained, but I can't force on mom's dog. She'll bite me. She has problems with skin and allergies and whatnot, and I went to go pick her up last time to put her in the backyard, so she'd have to walk to the front, because we're in the front. She'll just want to go right back in without even going to the bathroom at all, even pee. This is not easy. My mom would handle the dogs and whatnot. I have to clean this fucking place. I've decided, because I'm the one who buys all the food anyway, and my mom, she would never do this, but I can. We have so much food here. I have no problem with having a piece of chicken for breakfast or whatever. The time, I don't know how long she's going to be in the hospital. It's usually 3 weeks to a month. They might release her early, and then she might wind up back in there. The closer it gets, she might lose it when the unnoticed cancer actually dies. Speaking of which, I need to find out if I can visit her. I'd like to see her before she dies, and she's going to die very soon. It's inevitable. She's skin and bone. She's not eating. I don't even know. She may have already died. I've been going through hell with my mom. I'm sure she didn't. Miriam would have told me, but, you know. Anyway, I want to see her. I got to contact her and see if I can see her. Technically I don't want to, you know, especially with I'm going through hell with my mom. I have to ask Marion if the one who has cancer even knows my mom's in the hospital, if it's going to be a secret, you know. Maybe it should be kept a secret. The woman's dying. That's another reason why my mom belonged in the hospital, you guys. It's another reason why I'm not going to give her $500 for a lawyer. She was not falsely put in there. She behaves inappropriately. The woman's dying, and she goes to church. My mom goes to church, and the woman's so frail, and my mom doesn't know any better. She hasn't seen her. She's hugging her, hanging all over her. Marion told me. I didn't witness it, but Marion told me that's not good. You cannot do that. My mom, when she's sick, she doesn't know boundaries, like calling me up in LA at 4 in the morning because it's 7 here. She forgets that the time difference and waking up Donald's mom. This was back in 2009. No, she doesn't know boundaries. Apparently, Marion said in the past she's gone and knocked on the neighbor's doors. They're afraid of her. Like at 6 in the morning, she behaves inappropriately, calling people at all hours, doing this, doing that. But, you know, she thinks, oh, what's wrong? Then my friend, no, she doesn't have that. She does need to be in the hospital, okay? Oh, God. It should be like, well, how come my psychiatrist and psychologist don't? Well, first of all, it just happened a few days ago, Mom, last week, less than a week ago, number one. Number two, they see you like every 3 weeks. They talk to you for 20 minutes to an hour or whatever. I'm here every day seeing you, and Marion witnesses you yelling at her and talking on the phone and saying blah, 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 whatever, and then, you know, they just see her. She can behave fine in a certain small, you know, amount of time. I saw her at the hospital. She was fine. You wouldn't think there was anything wrong with her. But put her in stress again while she's thinking about so-and-so dying very soon. I can barely deal with my aunt dying, okay? And she's going to lose it again. She feels like the family's not going to want anything to do with her. She feels like they want to turn her into that sister who's been locked up in nursing homes, mental hospitals, whatever, for her entire, like, adult life or whatever. I don't know. It was at least when it happened even before I was born, probably. She's the oldest. I don't know. But when my mom said that yesterday, because I said at first, she fears they're trying to turn her into such and such, and the stupid woman, she in there with me and the other 2 doctors, I guess. I talked to one at a time. They introduced themselves and they smiled at me. She's sitting in the corner. I'm thinking she's just some reception or somebody taking whatever on the computer, and then periodically she'd pipe in. Yet she never fucking introduced herself to me, never smiled, nothing. As an aside, she was not attractive at all, and I only say that because, you know, her personality wasn't attractive as well. You don't have me sit there and I'm upset with my mom, and my mom says, yeah, I do. I feel like they're trying to turn me, and then she'll pipe in, oh, that's paranoid. Yeah, well, actually, I agree with my mom, you stupid bitch, and you don't even introduce yourself. Why are you in this room? The 2 doctors are so nice, X and Y, whoever they were, 2 different ones. I asked them, I don't know who this woman was. She's sitting over there listening to every word, periodically piping in, yet never introduces herself to me. I don't like that. That's not right. We're discussing my mom for an hour and you want to know her history. What not? This woman, what is she supposed to see if I reveal? She's not going to introduce herself like she's not really there, and then she's going to, you know, be analyzing me and what I say with my mom. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't know what games they're playing. But she was in there, and until she didn't say a word, I figured, oh, she's just doing her busy work. No. She was listening to every word. She'd periodically pipe in, didn't smile once, was like, yeah, that's paranoid, or, you know, and never introduced herself to me, unlike the 2 male doctors, okay? I don't like that shit. That's what she did, and I didn't understand it. And I asked my mom on the phone last night, I'm like, who was that woman? And my mom was like, I don't know. I'm like, she never introduced herself. She's in the room with us. The other doctors, the male ones, whoever they were, they at least said who they were. I just don't remember, but they said their names and they smiled and they were friendly. She's over on the other side. It's a very small room. I feel like almost like she was meant to not be introduced, like I pretend like she's not really there, but she's going to interject every 2 seconds. It made no sense to me, okay? And next time I'm going to say something to them nicely. I'm going to say, who was that woman? Why didn't she even introduce herself or whatnot? Yet she's going to be involved and butt in. if you're going to ask me about my mom and what's going on and butt in and how we feel and how she feels and stay over there and never introduce yourself, yet periodically respond, interject, butt into what I'm saying or what my mom's saying, and then fucking introduce yourself. Don't just be a little ugly personality bitch and that's paranoid. No, you don't know the situation. It actually is probably the truth. I believe it. I'm paranoid, I guess. I believe that Marion's ultimate plan is to commit my mom permanently and sell this house, okay? And it will happen if my mom gets worse and worse. I mean, it's not paranoid, you bitch. Why don't you introduce yourself to me? The other doctors do, and they sit in front of me and talk. You're going to stand over here, be on your computer, act like you're not involved, yet periodically say snide things. I mean, what the fuck? It doesn't matter if she was drop dead gorgeous or not very attractive. She was not very attractive at all, but her personality matched it, okay? And I like that. You're going to sit there and analyze me, interrogate me, kindly, nicely, whatever. But she's not going to introduce herself yet, periodically butt in and make comments based on what I say or what my mom says or what. So she did, never smiled, never introduced herself. I don't understand it. I've never dealt with that before. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. Anyway. That's what's going on. It's very far to travel to my mom. When I do see her, I can only see her for 20 minutes to 30 minutes because when you have permission from the doctor, they can't give you regular visiting hours. They don't have the staff. They have when everyone's coming in for, you know, that's whatever. I have to do what I can do. I live far, far away. I can't go there at night, you know. I remember in the past. But in the past, I wasn't living, you know, when I think all mental hospitals visiting hours are at night. But if you live closer or if there's buses that actually can get you to your home, some buses run late at night. I live far, far away. My mom lives far, far away from where she is now. I can't go. If I remember correctly, visiting my mom in the past in Massachusetts, mental hospitals visiting hours are at night. They're not during the day because most people have to work and go at night. Whatever. That's my story. I'm trying. I'm so tired. I might have to go back to bed. I slept 6 hours. I think I'm just, you know, I can actually sleep and not be woken up. Even my mom tries not to wake me up. The dogs bark every 2 seconds. Angel, her mom's dog, will bark every time someone goes by, and it happened in the winter, because it's winter and nobody really goes by. In the summer, constantly, she constantly barks. As I told you, Marion's forcing me. She wants barking collars on the dogs. My mom's friend who takes care of dogs and takes me with Omar and used to take my mom, you know, and Angel and to the vets and grooming and whatnot, isn't going to like that. She doesn't approve of that. That's the way it goes. Mom's friend. I have to do whatever my Aunt Marion says. That is what is in the best interest of my mother, who is currently locked up in a mental hospital yet again.